I'm John Warren. I'm CEO of Gem Mining. I'm a Greenville native. I'm an infantry Marine. And I started a company originally in Greenville called Lima One Capital. We did lending to real estate investors, built that up with an amazing team, sold that in August of 2019, and then started Gem Mining, which is a Bitcoin mining company of all things here in Greenville. Started that last January. I think when you look at entrepreneurs kind of see the world maybe a little bit differently than some other people. They see complex problems and they just come up with simple solutions on how to solve those problems and kind of build teams around it. And I've always thought outside of the box a little and just been adventurous, been willing to risk. So, after I graduated college, I was waiting to get into the Marine Corps. I flipped several houses in real estate as an investor trying to make money on the side. I saw an opportunity. I came out of the Marine Corps and very few companies wanted to hire me. They said I had no skill sets. They said I really couldn't offer anything practical to their companies. So in addition to the chip on my shoulder that they gave me, it was a motivating thing to really, I'd just been married, to really find a way to create liquidity and make money from my family. And I just kind of went back to what I knew, which was real estate, and looked for opportunities in the housing market. And this was the height of the financial crisis. 20,000, I'd moved back to Atlanta for a year and it was 20,000 foreclosures a month. Lehman had gone bankrupt. Everything was just crumbling. People were worried about credit market freeze. And in that environment, I saw an opportunity to provide lending to real estate investors and really built a company around it and did it with the Marine Corps values and hired people I trusted who shared those values, who I could tell their core competencies and teach them the specific job industry. So that was kind of my journey, and it's been a great ride. Being an entrepreneur is huge highs, huge lows, sometimes within hours of the same day. So I wouldn't trade it for anything. My wife still kind of makes fun of me and thinks it's funny that I've gone from a finance company to somehow the Bitcoin technology company. But ultimately, Gem Mining is a Bitcoin mining company that owns mining machines, which are computers, which solve this very complex algorithm. And once it solves all of it or a portion of it, it gets awarded BTC. And the way I kind of look at it as my last company, my assets were mortgages, and those mortgages created interest rates and yields for my investors. And with this company, although it's a totally different industry and it's a totally different currency, each individual mining machine produces yield. And we take large institutional clients and hundreds of millions of dollars and buy mining machines and own them. And those mining machines produce BTC. And that's ultimately I tell people, if you want to own any currency of BTC, any slice of it in your portfolio, the arbitrage that you get in mining versus buying the currency, it's so great on the upside, and there's such risk mitigation on the downside. So if you were to invest $1 million in BTC, the currency, and BTC dropped to $10,000, you would lose, right now you would lose close to $750,000. But with the mining, you would break even. And then if BTC rises or stays stable, you're going to make outsized returns through the mining versus buying the currency. So 5 years ago, if you'd asked me about BTC, I might would have said it's a fictitious currency. It holds no intrinsic value. I don't believe in it long term. But I think with the way the Fed and the Treasury keep printing the US dollar, I've kind of shifted my opinions to where, what's the value of the dollar if you continue to print it and there's no, it's unlimited supply, which you can just continue to water down. I think entrepreneurs look at things pretty simplistic and they say, well, why do we have to do it that way? and they apply logic and reasoning to say, you know, let's do everything for a reason, and let's come up with a better way. Let's come up with a better service. Let's come up with a better product. And I think if you can really think and just look at that problem that you're trying to solve and come up with a better way to do it in a more cost-effective manner, that's the key to being successful in business.